Yo, welcome in. My name is Sweet Phil, and we got another new rune word drop. This one from that guy from the Great White North, the absolute legend Dobrunsky here. And we're going to look at this rune word called Metamorphosis. Now, the first five we got from Macro Bio Boy were very interesting. Some of them, they were kind of like mid-range-ish, and they could have had some uses here and there. This one is not a mid-range type of rune word. It actually has the second rarest defined rune in it. Much like when they put out rune words before, they were really trying to find uses for some of them that weren't used a lot in rune words. And here, they actually have a rune word for a helmet, and it uses the cham. So obviously, this helmet's also going to have cannot be frozen. So let's take a look at everything on this rune word, Metamorphosis. Now, very first up here, you see Werewolf Strike grants Mark for 180 seconds. Now, what does that mean? Mark of the Wolf. Well, what it is if you transform into the wolf form and then you successfully land a blow, you get this bonus, and it lasts for 180 seconds, similar to how when you use other skills for the transformations of the druid, you'll get the charges where you run faster and attack faster for a certain period of time. It works that way for different things in the game, but they're actually adding a new one in, Mark of the Wolf and Mark of the Bear. So when in werewolf form, if you land that attack, you get a 20% attack rating bonus after that, and an increase of 40% to life. And also, as I move into the second one here, these do stack as well. So you can hit and land a strike in werewolf form and then transfer to bear and land another mark and get both of them at the exact same time while you're going around with either one of them attacking. So Bear Strike grants Mark for 180 seconds as well, Mark of the Bear. You get a 25% attack speed increase, 25% crushing blow, and physical damage reduced by 20%. So this is a very interesting stuff for the druid right here for that transformation, because really nobody used that before except for kind of for the lulls. You could do some stuff with it for sure. You could farm torches and stuff like that, but it was always more efficient to do it with other builds, so it never really got around to it. But maybe this could be one that people could now use. Down all the time, this will also get 5 to shape-shifting skills. It does get enhanced defense, strength, and vitality there. 10 all res, and of course, like I said, cannot be frozen from the cham rune. This is incredibly interesting because I'm not the first one to come up with this idea, but I would assume kind of that people aren't going to constantly be transferring back and forth. They're going to choose which one they want to be. They might land a blow to get the mark to stay up for 180 seconds and then go ahead and then stay in the transform mode of the other one. You know, they weren't going to be swapping back and forth constantly, but they will use one to get the buffs and then shape shift back to whichever one they want to be. Now, the other stuff on it is very interesting. To actually get cannot be frozen because of that cham rune here on an item, then you don't have to have the Ravenfrost on, or you don't have to wonder how are you going to get the cannot be frozen or anything like that. You have it up there on the helm that you're going to be using, and there are kind of some interesting ways that this could be used. I haven't really thought it out fully exactly what all you can do, but you can also be shape-shifting on different characters when you have beast. So if you're doing that bear sorceress or you're doing something else, you could also have this mark of the bear, I suppose. So that's kind of interesting. I'm not exactly the expert theory crafter type of guy, but that is something that all you geniuses out there can figure out. Now, what do I think about this rune word? I'm kind of been known as anti-change guy as far as it comes to items and stuff, but this I'm kind of perfectly fine with. I don't believe this is going to be better than a decked out Nova Sorceress, Blizzard Sorceress. I don't think this is going to be better than a Hammerden. I don't think this is going to be better and faster than a Corpse Explosion Necromancer. But, I mean, it does take use of a rune that's hardly ever used. I have a couple chams sitting on my single player, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to be perfectly honest. So, I do like that they're using the runes, I suppose. It is also going towards a skill and a types of builds, these transformation, werebear, werewolf type of stuff that really doesn't ever get used, just because they've always been so much slower, and melee's kind of always gotten the shaft, as you could say, from different types of builds, because the casters are just so much more powerful, the area of effect attacks that they have, and things like that. So if they're going to add rune words in, this is kind of where I'd want the cap of them to be. I don't want them to completely break the game, all of a sudden having Corpse Explosion on every melee attack, so you're just melting rooms by killing one monster and things like that. So this is about where I want it, making something more fun to play, more viable, adding more damage to the melee so that they can kind of, we'll say, clear the Chaos Sanctuary somewhere else like that a little bit faster than they could before. So I'm kind of happy with where this rune word lands. Hopefully they actually have this so you can make it on single player right when it launches, kind of like how the last ones were, because I want to use those chambers I got on single player. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this rune word, or what do you think's coming in the near future here for other rune words. Hey, peace out, fellas. Don't forget, keep slaying.